Hello viewers of Sounding Board, and tonight we're going to talk about a comic book that came out last week's new comic books, Killer Queens. I thought this was kind of like maybe a comedy of sci-fi, maybe in the 60s style. So curiosity got the best of me until I read it and found out it's one of these progressively gay comics by David M. Booher and how do you put it? You've got the female being very masculine and the male being very feminine, to the point that they're both parodies, and they're almost not entertaining. They're almost like, are you trying to sell us a sci-fi story or a gay exploitation story? Either way, it kind of fails on both parts, and it's trying to be humorous, and at times it does succeed, but kind of in the wrong way. And what I mean in the wrong way is that the character itself, the male character, how do you put it, is almost a parody of the gay male. And the female is a lesbian, and for some bizarre reason, they didn't make her as a saved hair side black woman, which is kind of funny. She's a white woman, you know, the classical white woman, dark hair, and she actually looks like a woman, unlike most modern women comics nowadays, where they've got to resemble a man more than a woman. But the thing is that going back to what I was saying earlier about how this is definitely a parody, because if this was a straight male writing this comic book, it's kind of sad, because every character is a trope in this. They're not characters, they're literally tropes of gay characters. And they really fall short and flat. And they focus a lot on the male's sexual orientation more than the females. Maybe because they want male characters to come in and feel comfortable with their female gender, sexuality. But it's kind of insulting. I'm a straight male, and even I could write something better than this. Hell, I do this farting around with my friends with action figures, and it's not as condescending or even tropish as this. I'm surprised Dark Horse released this. You know, maybe they did it because it's now PC, the right thing to do, but it needed to be cooked some more. It needed to be thought of some more, maybe decide a direction. Are we going to make this a gay comedy, or a good old-fashioned sci-fi that both heterosexuals and homosexuals can enjoy? Because after all, how many people, they don't stop to look at what is the percentage of gay people reading comics versus heterosexual people reading comics. And that's where they're losing a lot of their target markets. They're not targeting the market that reads comics. They're targeting the market that doesn't read comics, or the sexually confused who would rather steal comics online and then bitch that these comics suck, or these comics are being canceled, or they don't have enough representation. And that's another problem with it. I'm surprised the editors let it through with 2 white people when representation has been so important as of late with every comic, that you've got to have a person of color or racial descent, and neither one of them can be white. And in this, both of them are white. But, you know, it's just you're going, why did Dark Horse release this? Dark Horse is probably going to get a killing on it. They're probably the first issue is going to sell, and then after that, it's like they're going to be wondering, why didn't this issue sell? It looks so good on paper. Yeah, a lot of stuff looks good on paper, but do you ask yourselves, do you guys have the target market and the numbers to sell these issues to these people? And the answer would be no, because they don't buy them. They just bitch and bitch that they're not getting represented. And when they get the representation, they move on like locusts to a greener pasture just to destroy it, because their entire point is taking away properties from heterosexual readers. And they don't care about the fact that you're destroying an entire industry with either writers who promote propaganda or writers targeting only one reader class. And they're ignoring an entire section of readers, which is sad that Marvel, DC are doing this. And now it looks like Dark Horse is as well. But we'll leave it there. Until next time, this is the Sounding Board, signing off.